So last time we have stopped at the الراء تفخيم and ترقيق في الراء, and we mentioned some rulings for it, if you remember. So we mentioned that we have for ra, it has different cases. The first case is whenever that we have ra itself, the letter of the ra, it has a diacritical sign, fatha or dhamma, right? Fatha or dhamma. In this case, this would be
heavy.
Yeah, that's right, heavy. Okay. If the case that we have
Professor, the water is for you.
Okay, exactly. If we have the ra kasra under the ra, which is like this, then it will be light. Okay, except for some cases we're going to talk about them today. And then we said if we have hamzatul wasl after the ra, it should always be heavy, right? Like as we said, al-irtabi, okay, alladhi irtada. Okay, so in this case, you are going to find that whenever we have hamzat al-wasl, we call it hamzat al-wasl. If we have hamzat al-wasl, as you can see, ra here always should be heavy. Okay. Okay. And we said if we have letter ya, then in this case, before ra, in this case, ra should be light. Okay, khayr, qadir. And then we said that we have special case where ra is sakina, then it will have different cases. So the first case is going to be heavy if the letter before it is what? Yes, it has dhamma or fatha. Then the ra should be heavy in this case. And if the letter before it is maksur, then it will be light. Okay. And we have some exception for these cases. The way for us to make the exceptions is to memorize these words only. Okay? I mean to memorize the words only without knowing where it is going to be under which category. This is easier actually. I found this one is easier, much easier than going and saying this is under this branch, under this category, and so on. So we have here, we have the first exception is 5 words, which is we are always giving them or making ra heavy and in these words, which is labil mirsad, mirsada, firqa, qirtas, irsada. Okay? So these exceptions, they are heavy. The ra should be heavy. Okay? In this. There is one word, firq. Okay? Firq. كل فرق كالطود العظيم. فرق. Here it is heavy or light. It's up to you. Okay? It's up to you. But here, تفخيم أولى means that heavy is, some scholars, they said that it's preferable to make it heavy. Okay? So you can pronounce it like فرق, 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 or فرق, فرق, فرق. Can you distinguish between the two? They are, it is the first one, فرق, كل فرق كالطود. فرق, فرق, فرق. را is مرقق, light. But the other one, كل فرق, فرق, كل فرق كالطود. كل فرق كالطود. Okay? So this is heavy or light, it's based upon you, but it's preferable to be heavy. Okay? And we have, for the case that if the ra is sakina and the letter before it is sakin, then we said that if the letter is maksur, okay, then ra should be light. But except for 2 cases, which is fit or misr. Okay, قطر or نصف. So here we can say it heavy or light. But if you want to make it easy for you in the beginning, I do not want to make it difficult for you, then consider it to be light. And there is no exception. Okay? Consider it as it is light, take it now as it's light, and then there is no exception for here. No need to remember these two words. Okay? And the case where that the letter before the ra is sakin and the letter before this letter is maftuh or madmum, we said that ra should be heavy. Except for these three words. وَنُذُرْ فَأَسْرْ يَسْرْ. Okay? وَنُذُرْ فَأَسْرْ يَسْرْ. Okay. You can find that the ra here is what? مُرَقَّقَ. It is light. Okay? What is the reason for this? It is مُرَقَّقَ. I mentioned this last time. What is the reason for these three words? That they are having the ra with light form? Because where is the kasra? Yes, here. Okay, there is. But if we're going to stop, for example, here, it will be sakina, and the letter before it is sakin. Okay, and the letter before this sakin is what? Maftuh, right? We said that there is something that is bringing them together, which is there is ya here, which is deleted. There is ya that is deleted. It should be yasri, yasri, but we removed, or I mean that it's already has been removed. The word itself, it has no ya in the Quran. So because of this, we said that the ra is following the letter that is following it, which is already removed. So the ulama, they said it should be like yasri, then we removed ya, it should be yasr. Because the letter that has been removed. The same here, فَأَسْرِ, it should be فَأَسْرِ. But if you stop, it should be ra, light also. فَأَسْرِ. And the same here, وَنُذُرْ, even that it is not applying to the ruling here. Because وَنُذُرْ here actually, if we stop here, it is sakin. The letter before it is not sakin. It doesn't work with this. But actually you put it here because we cannot put it in any other case except this case. Because there is ya here is removed. So this is the only thing that we can bring these words together. So it should be wanuduri, but we removed ya, and if we stop here, it should be wanudur, wanudur, wanudur. Okay. So this is the ra or the letter ra, and you should remember these words only. Okay. Labil mirsada, mirsada, firqa, qirtas, irsad. They are five. They are heavy or light? Ra, heavy or light in here, in these words? Heavy. Okay? And then, firq. It should be heavy or light. If you do not want to disturb yourself, take it now as light. Okay? And there is no problem with this. Okay? There is no exception. And the same here, if you are going to make disturbance for you, then consider them al-qitr and misr to be light. Okay? So the only 8 words that you should remember are labil mirsad, yes, mirsada, firqa, qirtas, mirsad. And the 3 words, yes, wanudur, fas, yes, 8 words. Okay? So these are the exceptions now in your mind for the ra. Is it clear now? Clear? Okay. Now this is what we call it a ra. And if you could understand it clearly, inshallah, it would be okay for you. Let's go to the main topic for today, which is أحكام النون الساكنة والتنوين. أحكام النون الساكنة والتنوين. أحكام النون الساكنة والتنوين. For النون الساكنة أحكام النون الساكنة والتنوين, they are both. We are always saying that they are the same. They are the same because nun الساكنة means that whenever we see any nun, the letter nun in the word, it is, if it's sakina, then it equals exactly the case where that we are having tanween at the end of the word. Okay? So the main difference between noon and tanween, that the noon can come at the end of the word or in the middle of the word. Okay? Or maybe in the beginning of the word. It's okay, no problem, because it's a letter. But whenever it comes to the tanween, it only comes at the end of the word. And it always the case of noun. Okay? Tanween comes at the case of the noun. No exception except for two verbs, which is, I put it here, except for two verbs. It is لنسفعن بالناصية, Surah Al-Alaq, and لا يكونن من الصاغرين, Surah Yusuf. There are two exceptions. Do not bother yourself with the exceptions now. Okay? So we have Nun Sakina and Tanween. They are the same in their ruling because what we have to do with our tongue in Nun Sakina and Tanween are the same. Okay? Okay. So Nun Sakina is a Nun with no haraka or with a sukoon sign on it. No haraka. This is in Mus'haf al-Madina, as I'm going to show to you. And we're going to look also to the Pakistani kind of version of the Mus'haf. We can, inshallah, distinguish the differences if there is difference. So these are the Nun that you might see it in the Mus'haf. Nun, and there is something like this above it, which is sukoon, or Nun Mu'arra, which is bare Nun, there is nothing above it. Or Nun, and above it, there is Meen, small Meen. Okay? Small Meen. So these are the types that you can see, your eyes can see in the Qur'an. For Tanween, you can see it at the end of the word with these different types, as you can see it here. This is for certain type, this is for another certain type, and this is for another ruling. Okay? And Tanween is actually a Nun Sakina, which comes at the end of the nouns. It is pronounced, but not written as Nun Sakina. I think that we understand it. We have four main rulings. We have four main rulings for Tanween. Nun Sakina wa Tanween. We have four main rulings. Okay. The first one is Izhar Halqi. Izhar Halqi, which is, we call it Izhar, which is clear. Okay, or making it clear. So the first is Izhar Halqi. The second is Idgham. The third is Iqlab or Qalb. I think that most of the Pakistani people, you say Qalb, right? So actually when I searched for that, I found that Iqlab and Qalb, they are the same. But Qalb is more right. If you are going to talk about the right part from the Arabic point of view, it is Qalb, not Iqlab. Actually in Egypt and so on, in Saudi Arabia, they are always saying Iqlab, common. So it is Iqlab and Qalb, they are the same. And then Ikhfa. Ikhfa. Four different rulings. So the first one is Izhar, Idgham, Iqlab, Ikhfa. Okay. I will go with the letters that is making these rules to happen, and then we're going to the details of them. So I will jump first to this one. It seems to be very, very detailed, huh? But don't worry. Try to put another map in your mind to make it easy for you to remember it. Okay? Okay. So the ruling, this is Nun Sakina and Tanween. Nun Sakina and Tanween. Nun Sakina and Tanween. It's the same. Okay? We have, the first thing is Al-Izhar Al-Halqi. Izhar Halqi. Izhar means that the Nun will be clear. It will be pronounced clear. We have 6 letters for this. If the Nun is Sakina or Tanween followed by one of these 6 letters, then the ruling that should be applied is Izhar. Okay? So what are these 6 letters? The throat letters. What are the throat letters? Yes? Want someone to remind me? Hamzun Ha, Ainun Ha, Ghainun Kha. So we have 6 letters with Al-Izhar. So whenever the Nun is Sakina or Tanween has one of these 6 letters after it, okay, then we have izhar. What is izhar? Means that the noon will be clear. Okay? And we're going to take the examples. Do not worry about the examples now. Put the mental picture first in your mind, and then we are going into the details. And after that, we said izhar. Let's go to the second easiest one, which is al-iqlab or al-qalb. This is only with one letter, which is ba. If a noon is sakina or a tanween followed by ba, then we're going to have iqlab or qalb here. Okay? Then the other one is the idgham. Okay? Idgham. The idgham is going to be into two main rulings. One we call it idgham, and the other one we call it not idgham, we call it ikhfa. Okay? So now the four rulings should be clear for you. We have izhar, we have iqlab, we have idgham, and we have ikhfa. The idgham, there are 6 letters. If the noon is sakina or tanween followed by these 6 letters, there should be idgham, which are in the word yarmalun. Okay? Yarmalun. So if I put here izhar, iqlab, idgham, okay, these are the 4 main rulings. What are the words or the letters for izhar? It is what? Hamzun ha. So hamz, hamzun ha, aynun ha, ghaynun kha. 6 letters. Iqlab, it has what? What are the letters? Ba, only ba. And idgham, what are the letters? Yarmalun, which is ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, nun. Okay, yarmalun. And ikhfa will be remaining. Yes, the rest of the letters. Okay, the remaining letters or the rest of the letters which are not here, they are under ikhfa. Okay, 4 rulings, clear and simple for us to remember. Okay. Okay. What I have put here actually is this kind of diagram. The other things are some examples and some exceptions and so on. Okay. We're not going to give them now. Let's go now one by one and remember how we or know how to apply the rule. So let's go now. Let's go to the idhar al-halq. Idhar al-halq, and make some practicing. This is the first one, it is idhar al-halq. Izhar means clear, to make it clear. It's the simplest one actually, because we are not going to do anything. We are going to pronounce noon or tanween as noon, an. Okay? Izhar letters are hamzun ha, aynun ha, ghaynun kha. Hamzun ha, aynun ha, ghaynun kha. The way of pronunciation, okay? If a noon sakina or a tanween is followed by any of these 6 throat letters, the noon sakin or tanween is pronounced clearly from its respective origination without ghunna. Without ghunna. There is nothing here will be concerned with the ghunna. For example, for noon sakina and then for tanween, for noon sakina, min Noon here is very clear. And I didn't say anything regarding ghunna. I didn't say min. This is wrong because there is ghunna here. But I should say min. This is the clear kind of pronunciation. Anhum. Liman khashiya. Yanha. أنعمت من